Hi guys, we get a lot of questions about how I get my hair and my waves so silky smooth. So I'm gonna let you in on the secret now. We have these 100% satin do-rags. These are good for all hair types and textures. Whether you have waves, whether you've got plaits, whether you've got dreads, whether you just want to keep your hair flat. Gents as well. This is for the man them, you know. Don't tell anyone I told ya. If you want to extend that haircut, then throw on your do-rag, man. Tie it at night, you roll around, it flattens the hair. Ladies, you get your nice little do on, you want to look good, you got a big date coming up. Tie it down, boo. You don't need to worry about it messing up when you wake up. You jump up. Come, so you ready for road, man? 100% satin do-rags. Click the link in the bio.
I got my new thing imported. I got the Christian Dior. They wanna look at the foreign. They couldn't even afford it. Look what I did with the bag. Look what I did with the bag. I got the thing in the back, and I ain't taking no chat. I got my new thing imported. I got the Christian Dior. They wanna look at the foreign. They couldn't even afford.
Follow us on Instagram at Express Truth Show.
Unfiltered people, we're back up in the building. Express Truth Show, making Thursdays great again. And people, before we do anything else today, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, and the new one, people, leave a comment, man. Algorithm business that we are dealing with. People, if you have not already, head over there to the community tab and scroll down until you see the reposts of the Express Truth Clips channel. Now, people, what this is a game changer, because what it is you don't have to always watch long form. So you know those highlights, you know those moments from the Express Truth podcast, they will be posted on the Clips channel. So people, if you have not already, head over there to Express Truth Clips. Now, I shouldn't have to say this, but we've been having to say this. People, it's a Clips channel, which means that if a clip is posted, that is a short highlight from a longer piece of content. So you cannot form any kind of opinion or narrative based off of a clip. You're going to see exclusive shorts over there. You're going to see unfiltered clips. You're going to see after hours clips. You're going to see Saturday stream clips. You're going to see Express Truth reaction clips. You're going to see all of it, man. So you already know what time it is, man. Stephen, what's going on, man? What you saying?
Yo, talk to me nice, G. Making Thursdays great again, never late again. It's a dynamic duo back in full effect. Changing the world one Thursday at a time. Your favorite podcast. Greatest show on earth, all that gas and jazz. Yo, I'm there, you know. Time flies when you're having fun, man. Weather's picking up on them thing there. We're going to see what happens for the summer, man. What you saying, though, before we kick it off like a game of FIFA?
Yeah, man. We are in the building. Cannot complain. It's the Express Truth Show. You know, we're always making Thursdays great again. Even if it's a Friday, even if it's a Saturday, even if it's a Sunday, we're making Thursdays great again. But you know what, Stephen? Straight away, yeah, just before we started the show tonight, not on the agenda, you know, but I seen a topic and I thought, you know what, let me share a story based off this topic. So listen to this headline here, yeah, listen to this headline.
Coach.
Baby girl mauled to death by family's pet dog. A baby girl has been mauled to death by her family's pet dog, police have confirmed. The 7-month-old died after being bitten on the head at a property in Coventry. She was rushed to hospital by ambulance from the scene, but died a short time later. Police said the dog was not classed as dangerous and was removed from the home the same day and humanly destroyed. Now look, the reason why I'm sharing that story there, because I got a dog attack story of my own, Stephen. Little bit shaken up, definitely a little bit shaken up. So let me explain to you what happened now. So I'm going for a morning stroll as I do, and I'm coming back en route back home from the morning stroll. As I'm coming back from the stroll now, I'm coming through one alleyway, Stephen. So as I'm coming through this alleyway, there's two women coming through. One woman's coming through, and the other woman who's coming through behind her has got a dog. So I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. Let me just squeeze past. Now it's one of them little, you know, them kind of like short dogs, but it's a little bit fat as well.
Yes.
So it looks like a chubby bulldog almost.
Yes.
It might actually be a chubby bulldog. But anyway, these dogs come by me now. Now I'm looking because I'm saying, why is this dog looking in my face like that? He started to growl, you know, Stephen. So I'm like, yo, he's starting to growl. So I've jumped into my Alex Pereira stance, Stephen. I'm saying, I'm going to kick out his jaw, you know. You see what I'm saying? So the dog, hear the dog now. I'm like, yo. I said to the woman, I said, yo, it's me or him, you know. Because she's got one of them leads that you can kind of make it longer or stop it from getting longer. You know what I'm talking?
Yeah.
Stephen, the dogs jumped upon me. So I'm there now. I'm in my Pereira stance. I'm like, do I put him to sleep now and feed him with lick? Yeah, because I could easily do that. But the woman's in the background screaming, don't move, don't move. So I'm like, do I trust what this woman's saying? Yeah. Or do I not trust her and feed him with some raw slick? So in my head, I'm like, I don't really want to kill this woman's dog, you know, and send him to the upper room, you know, but I will do it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm there now.
Upper room.
Yeah, but man almost set him. Man almost set him to the upper room, you know. Now, I'm sitting back now and I'm saying, the right hand's deadly, you know, Stephen. I'm ready to land it. And I'm looking at the dog's dome, you know. And I'm like, if I land this, I can't see you getting back up. Now, this may have only happened in real time, like 5 seconds, but it felt like an hour. You see what I mean? So I made the decision to keep still. And then he jumped down and carried on moving. But for that moment, Stephen, it was scary. So these dogs, let me just say it like this. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them, man. At all. At all. Some of these dogs, Stephen, are very, very vicious. There's actually a video that it keeps popping up on my feed on YouTube of this dog. And like this man films content, Stephen, and what he does, he finds like rats and the dog goes to kill the rats, but the way how the dog deals with these rats, like rips it to shreds, man. So these dogs, man, I'm scared of them, fed up of them, man. But I would say any responsible dog owner, even if the dog looks small, should not leave children around dogs at all. At all.
Me personally, I've never seen the obsession with it, and I've been seeing a lot more lately that many people are dog owners. I just think they're annoying little things, man. They make too much noise. That's just me, though. You don't want a dog. You get me? No, sir. And the way some people love them, and because even in that situation you just described, and then where they're saying, don't move. Why would I trust you? You clearly don't have control of the dog already, else we wouldn't have gotten to this place.
Exactly.
And I don't care. Oh, he's trained. You don't bite and all of that. Dog rip off your face. Oh, it's okay. Play dead. You don't bite. Nah, man. And I know it wasn't. And the thing is, no one can say, oh, yeah, it was an XL bully. Because even with the XL bully thing, everyone's talking about, oh, it's the owners. Like I said previously, I think it was last week, another lady, she was 20-something. She was killed by her dog. And there was videos of her online, like playing with the dog, the dancing, having a good time. Listen, these are wild. I just don't trust them, man, personally. If you want to have a dog, but just know the risks in it. Because you always hear about them attacking / killing owners or members of the family. It's very rare that it's a random person on the street. So for me, that tells me everything I need to know, man.
Exactly. And it's not even based on what breed it is. These dogs are dangerous. Like, you see what I mean? I don't know what people don't understand. And you see some people with some real massive dogs as well. And I'm just like, I don't trust them, man. I don't trust them. See what I mean? Because like you said, even with that situation that I found myself in, that could have really went left, you know, because like you said, she can't control the dog enough that it shouldn't be doing that in the first place. It shouldn't be jumping up at members of the public in the first place.
Exactly.
And this ain't just based off of no Excel bullies. This is all these dogs, man. A lot of them are, like you said, these are animals that have been domesticated over the years, but ultimately they've still got that thing in them, and it can come out at any time, man. And you gotta think a child, a baby, a defenseless baby, is almost easy prey to these dogs.
Of course.
See what I mean? And you see how far people go on YouTube. Like you'll see like little babies and stuff, and the families are really trusting of these dogs. But nah, man, nah. Never leave children around these dogs unattended.
Yeah, it's just a shame, man. R.I.P. to that young soul, man. It's a shame. It's a shame. And I guarantee you'll still have some people trying to advocate for this dog, you know. I know they said it was humanely destroyed, but yeah, you'd still have people trying to advocate, man. But
100%, man.
It's me or you, man. It's me or you.
Simple. A woman who accused a therapist of raping her during a therapy session has been awarded more than $200,000 in damages after winning a civil case against him. Ella Janneh sued Michael Lousada, who's 57, over claims that he raped and sexually assaulted her at his clinic in Belsize Park, London, in August 2016. The High Court heard he said his penis was like a laser beam that could burn up trauma during the 750-pound session. Miss Janneh, who waived her right to anonymity, launched the proceedings after the Crown Prosecution Service decided not to press charges against him. People, we gotta warn ya, this article contains details some may find distressing. The court previously heard that Miss Janneh did not ask for or consent to the use of penile penetration as a therapeutic technique. Handing down the judgment, Mr. Justice Jeremy Baker said the strength of evidence on behalf of Miss Janneh was extremely strong. In a statement issued through her solicitors, Miss Janneh said she'd been completely betrayed by the police and by the CPS. After an 8-year fight, I'm proud to have achieved the beginning of accountability against against Mike Lousada and what he did to me. But it has taken everything in me to get here, she said. It is so deeply unfair that I, Mike Lousada's victim, had to sacrifice 8 years in the hopes of stopping him from harming anyone else. Miss Janneh added that she has to do the work of institutions that failed to support me, but hope by coming out publicly that I can encourage other victims to speak their truth no matter what. In his ruling, Mr. Justice Jeremy Baker said he had no doubt Miss Janneh was suffering a full-blown dissociative panic attack and that she entirely lacked capacity to consent to what took place. He said that while her symptoms would have been obvious, Mr. Lousada chose to ignore them, which was motivated by the defendant's confidence in his own ability to heal women. The judge continued, having listened with care to the defendant giving evidence in this case, I am satisfied that the scale of his confidence in his own abilities was such that his perception of reality became clouded by his sense of self-worth. Okay, Stephen, give us a
layman's.
A layman's term, and then let's go in, man. What are you saying?
The judge ruled in the favor of the plaintiff, yeah. Rightly so. So she was suffering from pre-existing trauma. She'd been sexually assaulted, unfortunately, as a child. She then had a relapse or a panic attack, as they said, during consensual sex, which she then went to Dr. whatever his face is for help with and treatment. And over these pricey sessions, he decided that his penis could burn out the trauma. And from the sounds of it, that was a very good article, and you read that well, and that was a good explanation. Because from what I'm gathering from that, it sounds like he said, "Oh, yo, this will help. Oh, my penis, rah, rah, rah." And then he's pulled out his phallus and shown her, and then she's relapsed again. It sounds like, similar to what they said she did during the consensual sex. Like she relapsed and had a panic attack again. So she was unable to verbally say, "What are you doing? No, this is wrong." Da, 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 da. And then in turn, he has then raped her during the session. Really, he needs to get dunked in a vat of lava. She was awarded a £200,000. Not enough for me, especially she had to wait all of these years. But to take someone's dignity and humanity like that, she should be getting the National Lottery Rich for Life. That's what she really should be getting. Yeah? Neither here nor there. What kind of sicko is able to get into this field when he's clearly not himself, not trying to excuse his behavior, not trying to use the shield of mental health, but he's clearly not righted himself? Because the judge even said he was genuinely convinced that his penis could burn out the trauma. So Mark, he hasn't just abused his power in his position and said, "Oh, yo, me want zoom in at this thing, me tell her my cocky can turn water into wine." He hasn't done that, He's genuinely believed it, Mark. So clearly he's off his rocker himself, and you're in a position where you're supposed to be helping people. So you can go and get the education, you can get the degree, you can get this, you can get that, you can get all kinds of certification, but there's no screening when getting into these roles, which there should be, because in essence, it is still a part of the health service because it's mental health. I know there's different things people go to psychiatrists and all of that for, but some of these things, like her thing, you could deem it as it's a traumatic event she went for. But I guarantee he's got some patients who are like, they might be schizophrenic, there might be this, there might be that, and he's advising these people, and he's not right himself. Certain positions need greater scrutiny, man, and they need barriers to entry other than you need this piece of paper. Okay, you're qualified. That's just my opinion.
Most definitely, man, when you're dealing with the public on that level. Now, you may call me ignorant in regards to what I'm going to say, but I'm not understanding this story because this lady, Ella Janneh, who has had some unfortunate trauma growing up, yeah, in ways of that she was abused.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of therapy is a man suggesting any type of penetration anyway? I mean, surely that is inappropriate.
Mark, forget the penetration part. Why are you pulling out your penis?
Full stop. That's what I'm saying. That surely that's inappropriate on any level. Like, I mean, how does that actually help stop that trauma? I mean, if anything, that's going to reinforce it.
That never needs to happen. I don't care if someone came to you, "Oh, I need help to stop smoking." Doesn't matter what it is, but specifically, they're dealing with a sexual assault and resulting trauma from that, and you pull out your cocky.
Exactly.
This guy clearly wasn't a Sigmund Freud. He's a weirdo. He's a super weirdo. But I can only assume, because we can only go off the facts that have been reported in the article. I can only assume it must have been one session, Mark. It couldn't have been multiple sessions. When I say one session, I mean one session in which the rape took part. Meaning like, oh, he suggested it and then he did it. You know what I mean? Because that's the only way I can try and make it make sense in my head. Because I don't think there's any way, trauma or no trauma. Well, I'm not trying to disregard it or talk like I'm an expert. But trauma or no trauma, I don't think there was any way that after what she's been through, he suggested, oh yeah, next week, next Tuesday, I'll use my penis and then I'll pull it out and it can burn it out. You know what I'm trying to say? Because clearly anyone with common sense, if that was the case, you wouldn't have went back. So I feel like he must have just said it during particular said session. And then she's frozen up and then he's penetrated her.
Yeah, man,
That's how I can
sicko.
make sense of it, but I might be mistaken.
But there's a lot of like mad things you see on the internet, because you see I think when it comes to, and this is completely unrelated to this situation, but a lot of other situations that you'll see online, not usually in this part of the world, but there'll be like cases where, like the one I seen today, a woman had breast cancer and the pastor was literally like, he had her chest out and he was like putting her chest in his mouth and saying like that was going to take the cancer from her body. So sometimes it's like people want to believe something so bad they start to believe it. With this situation, it's like my man's clearly used his position as a therapist and abused it. You see what I'm saying? And he's completely taken advantage of the woman. And 200 grand, like you said, Steven, man, 200 grand, you'd have to add a zero to that, because not only have you taken something from her that shouldn't never be taken from no one without consent, but you've abused your position. So in a situation like this, what really needs to happen is whoever the powers that be or whatever the case may be need to look through my man's history. What other patients has he been dealing with? Who else has he tried to pull the wool over their eyes? You see what I'm saying? And you notice though, art always imitates life, because a lot of them little like shows and stuff on TV, it's always some big time doctor or big time teacher or some person who's in a great position of power that takes advantage of people. So it's mad.
Hi guys, we get a lot of questions about how I get my hair and my waves so silky smooth. So I'm gonna let you in on the secret now. We have these 100% satin do-rags. These are good for all hair types and textures, whether you have waves, whether you've got plaits, whether you've got dreads, whether you just want to keep your hair flat. Gents as well. This is for the man them, Don't tell anyone I told ya. If you want to extend that haircut, then throw on your do-rag, man. Tie it at night, you roll around, it flattens the hair. Ladies, you get your nice little do on, you want to look good, you got a big date coming up. Tie it down, boo. You don't need to worry about it messing up when you wake up. You jump up. Come, so you ready for road, man? 100% satin do-rags. Click the link in the bio.
Children in the UK are shorter, fatter, and sicker due to poor diet and poverty, reports suggest. Campaigners from the Food Foundation charity on the next government to take action to reverse the trajectory and warn that failure to do so might increase pressure on the NHS. Let's zoom in on this so everyone can see it better. Children in the UK are getting shorter, fatter and sicker due to shocking levels of poverty and food deprivation, according to a new report. Charity the Food Foundation also blamed and the aggressive promotion of cheap junk food for a perceived deterioration in children's health and well-being. Its report states the average height of 5-year-olds has fallen year on year since 2013, with boys and girls in the UK ranked the shortest and second shortest in comparison to other high-income countries, based on data from the non-communicable diseases risk factor collaboration and network of health scientists. Obesity amongst 10 to 11-year-olds has also increased by 30% since 2006, with 1 in 5 children classed as obese by the time they leave primary school, the report found, citing data from the National Child Measurement Program. Diet-related illnesses such as type 2 diabetes has also seen a rise in under 25s, up by 22% in the past 5 years, the Food Foundation says, using data from the National Diabetes Audit 2021-2022. Okay. So, you know what, with this though, yeah? I'm not shocked at all, surprised at all, none of that. Diet may be the poorest it's ever been right now. Why is that? There's a lot of factors involved in this, man. Teaching, first of all, I think that the knowledge is very poor, first of all, which is why somebody like Eddie Ablu is able to come in and gain the type of traction that he has, because knowledge is poor. People don't even know what they're putting in their body. They don't know what's good. They don't know what's bad. People haven't done the knowledge. Number 2, the places that the people are getting the knowledge from are giving out a lot of fake news. So we know that a lot of things that they say are good for you are actually bad for you. A lot of things that they say are bad for you are actually good for you. So where do you get the knowledge from? There's a lot of things that play a part in this. Main thing I'd say is do the knowledge, man. Learn, figure it out what it is that you're feeding, not only yourself, but what are you feeding to your children?
Facts.
Like now more than ever is the time to really understand that, because this is why I say, Stephen, around the time when after COVID, when they brought in all of the vaccines and all of that, and I was saying to people, I get it. I get both sides of the fence. I get the argument of, some people that were for the vaccine based on people with high health risk factor or whatever else, and people that are very trusting of the government. Then I get the other side of the fence of people that, I'm completely against and I don't trust the government. Well, if you're on that side of the fence, yeah, there's a lot of things that you got to look out for. And most of the food you eat, meat, your fruit, your veg, the processed food that they're putting in packets, everything comes from the same place. So if they really want to, the same attack that, and I don't want to get into this convo, and I'm not getting into the convo, but the same attack that mans think they're coming through with the Max business, they can bring that same attack through food. It's actually easier for them to bring that attack through food. So this is why I say you have to know what it is that you're eating, and most people don't, Stephen. So I understand that children are obese, not only just children, adults too. And if you look at older pictures, not only in the Western world, but look at the oldest pictures you can find of Caribbean folk and African folk and Asian folk, they didn't look how people are looking today. They didn't. And that was based on diet. What are you saying, Stephen?
Very true. In relation to the children and just people in general, I can see it from both sides, and the first side I see it from is I like how the powers that be try to act like they care when they're the ones who make all this crap food cheap and readily accessible. But then the other flip side I see to the coin is people often complain that, eating healthy is expensive and da-da-da-da-da. And I feel like it's a big misconception, but I feel like the misconception comes from people think about, I need to eat healthy. This place does a salad bowl and da-da-da. You know what I'm trying to say, Mark? Like people think about just eating out all the time. So you look and you be like, oh, I can go and get 6 wings and chips, $2.99, or I can get a salad bowl for $6.99. What would most people choose? You know what I mean? When you're talking about trying to be budget friendly, what would most people choose? Because I feel like people totally forget the whole part of cooking. And I'm not surprised by that, because we really saw that with the whole pandemic, how the pandemic was handled. You know, we had the first big boy lockdown, everything was closed. Then it was like, no. Then we had a little one. And it was like, no, restaurants need to be open because people can't cook. You remember all of that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So the state of the nation doesn't surprise me, because most people don't cook, Mark. And I love an air fryer. And you can actually cook in an air fryer. I own one. I know you own one. So I'm not knocking air fryers. But the invention or the popularity of the air fryer hasn't helped. Because now you can throw your McCain smiley faces in there even quicker with a side of turkey Twizzlers.
True.
And it's half the time of what it would be in the oven.
True. The air fryer has just made process. The air fryers, it's great for many reasons, but it's bad for many reasons. It's great because it does speed up the process of cooking, but it's bad because it speeds up the process of cooking, or should I say heating up processed foods.
Well, Cake, you're correct in your statement, but even that, and I know I started it off, but you can't really, that's why I said it's good and bad, but you can't even blame it. You can't blame the tool, because the tool's there to just be used. The air fryer there is used to cook things with air. You know what I mean? Air fryers in the name, however they want to describe it. It all comes down to choice. So you can choose to go to Aldi, Lidl, Lean Mints, buy some wings, them off, have that with a side of rice or salad, whatever you want. You can make those choices, or you can choose to zip to Iceland, get a McCain's curly crunchy, what is it? Curly fries or bloody crinkle cut fries and some burger and whatever, and whack it in. Like, we all have the same choices. We all have the same choices. But a lot of people just want to blame it on them. But if you're going to eat the junk, it's your prerogative, but do better for the children, but it's your prerogative, man. But at least be honest with yourself and others and say, like, yo, I just like the stuff. Don't try and blame it on the price, because if you really want to do things, you can get healthy stuff for cheaply. Like, it's not all of that. It's not all of that expensive, because people, it's all, like, I know I'm just going round and round and round, but it all comes down to choice. Because I might not say, oh, yo, £5 for blueberries at Costco, but that same £5, you'll buy a 24 pack of Kit Kats.
True.
No complaints.
Real talk. It's all about knowing the thing, man.
Yeah, it's all about choices. And the worst thing is, Mark, think about it. You eat all them blueberries or you eat all that chocolate. One's going to make you feel full and satiated, and the other's going to make you feel sick.
1,000? And over time, the consumption of these things definitely will make you sick. That's why 100%. It's definitely something to.
It's all about choices, man. Smart choices. Like, I'm not trying to say, yo, don't eat anything that doesn't cast a shadow, but come on, man. Not every day is a cheap day, man.
100%, man.
If you knew better, you'll do better. That's why it's amply, I know I always say it, that's why it's amply called. Anyone who knows me, that's why it's the best. That was the best name when they were naming things, junk food. Because when you eat it, especially a lot of it, you feel like junk.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Fast food, junk food, processed food. It tells you all in the name right there, man.
Yeah.
What it's about.
You feel awful. It's exactly what it says on the tin.
100%, man. 100%. So what are you saying on this election then, Stephen? Because realistically, yeah.
The election.
This is a
July 4th, yeah. People should vote still.
Nah, most definitely, man. People should definitely, especially if you're someone who's always got a lot to say about what's going on and who's running the place, then definitely familiarize yourself with the policies and vote, man. I'm definitely for that.
The
I'm definitely going to
manifestos are out
vote.
and that. I know Labour's out. I don't know about Conservatives and Reform and everyone else, but I assume there's literature going out for everyone right about now. But do you want me to kind of? It's not even break it down. Do you want me to kind of give not insight, prediction?
Yeah, man. Let's go.
Okay. So we've seen some of the things Rishi's saying. Yeah, Mr. Sunak. He's saying all kind of things, talking about conscription for the armed services, maths and English to 18. What other madness did he say the other day? Oh, he said another thing that really rubbed people the wrong way. I believe he was being interviewed. I can't remember the platform. And he was asked, what was it like growing up? Was there anything you had to go without? And he's like, oh, yeah, we didn't have Sky.
I seen that.
As if, like, obviously that was a big deal back in the day, but as if that was a necessity. Because when he says things like this, it just shows how out of touch you are with like normal. I don't want to say the common folk, normal people, because I know, like, oh, entertainment's a big part of life, but you're talking about back when you never had Sky, and there's kids now go to school and they ain't got no breakfast, to where the schools are setting up breakfast clubs and having to use food banks and stuff. Like, the two are not the same. It's a bit like water and oil. It doesn't mix. But what I'm seeing going forward with the state of the country and how things have been going on. Remember, it's been the Conservatives for 13 years, going into 14. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the last elected Conservative Prime Minister was Sir Mr. David Cameron.
That's correct.
And then Brexit came in and he said, yeah, F that shit, I'm out. And then since then, I think they've just been passing the baton in this relay race we call governing the UK. But it's kind of mad. It's kind of mad because let's say Kia and Labour get in, yeah. Me personally, I think looking at the state of the country and how things were, Mark, if you want to get things back to where they were, so I'm talking like pre-COVID and all that stuff, yeah. When things were at a level of what you would deem normacy at the time, if Labour are elected, I feel like they'd need 7 to 10 years, and I'm leaning more towards 10 years, to try and like sort out some of the things that have gone on and gone wrong over the past decade and change. So the Tories it's strange because it's mad because they're almost in a good position for them, just meaning like if they win, then they win and the cycle continues, yeah? If they lose and Labour gets in, for argument's sake, hypotheticals, and then Labour do the best they can in the 4 years before another election and everything, we all know that's going to be the Tories' excuse to try and spin the block next time around. Like, let's say it's not enough. It doesn't prove to be enough time, and Labour can't rectify a lot of the destruction that have been done prior to them taking over. Yeah. When they come back around election time, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you had Labour in, but what did they do for you?" They're gonna be screaming that from the rooftops, Mark. So it's weird because I kind of look at it when I look at it and think about it in that regard. I kind of look and say, you guys are strangely in a good position, the Tories, whether you win or lose. Did that make sense, or was I just?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. So basically, what you're trying to say is they've done so much that it's gonna take even more to fix it. But by the time the next election comes around, it may not be fixed. I've never really seen that Reform UK get the level of traction that it's getting this time around. Like, Reform UK has got a lot of support. Now, albeit I think a lot of the people that support Reform UK, I get what they're trying to say or what they believe that party is going to do for them. But a lot of the people that are Reform UK, I would say, were the people that were responsible for Brexit, and that never done nothing.
I don't want to cut you, Do you want me? Because I downloaded the thing, Reform our contract with you. Do you want me to read out the 5?
Yeah, man, break it down.
Huh?
Break it down.
Okay. So number one, imagine smart immigration, not mass immigration, or non-essential immigration, frozen to boost wages, protect public services, end the housing crisis, and cut crime. Number two, imagine no more small boats in the channel. Illegal migrants who come to the UK will be detained and deported. Will be detained and deported, and if needed, migrants in small boats will be picked up and taken back to France. Number three, imagine no NHS waiting lists. Still free at the point of delivery. Healthcare needs reform to improve outcomes and enjoy zero NHS waiting lines. Cut back office waste to spend more money on the front line. Tax breaks for doctors and nurses to tackle the staffing crisis. Number four, imagine good wages for a hard day's work. Lift the income tax threshold to 20k to save the lowest paid 1,500 per year. This takes 7 million of the least well off out of income tax to make work pay and get people off benefits. Number five, imagine affordable, stable energy bills, scrap energy levels and net zero to slash energy bills and save each household £500 per year. Unlock Britain's vast oil and gas reserves to beat the cost of the living crisis and unleash real economic growth. That's what they're saying.
I mean, that ain't a hard sell, really, because most of what they're
It
saying
just sounds
there,
good, innit?
yeah, what they're saying there, really, any man who says they're against it, you'll be lying. Like,
Well, isn't everyone? But sorry to cut you again, Kate. But I feel like that would be like the general gist of like, the majority of parties would say, because remember, you have to talk about the main factors that are affecting the mass population. You know what I mean? So like, any cost of living. I know they keep pushing the Rwanda thing and da. You know what I mean? NHS. So of course you gotta mention them. They're not saying anything crazy though.
yeah, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Because where I'm more seeing, this is why you see now I'm being careful that I don't follow trolls, because that Reform UK, like a lot of men who are behind that online, are using it against like everybody else, everybody non-English. Then
Yeah, you can see it just divulges into, like, for example, I didn't really want to talk about this, Mark, but for example, all this madness that's been going on the Erdington High Street, yeah. Even parts of videos, like I can see where bits are kicking off, but even when like no party, so both parties involved, so on either side, no one's kicking off, no one's doing anything. But the comments, like I know we posted the short on the highlights clips channel. Excuse me. And it's nothing but racial. Everyone should go home. You know what I mean? Like, people just use the reform thing, I believe, slash the internet to just let their racial prejudice fly. Because a lot of the time, it has nothing to do with nothing. Like, anything with black people, the new trend with us, when people are getting racist, like, let's say something happens in the video, the usual suspects and, it's always, you know what I mean? It's all of that stuff, Mark.
yeah, man. Some of the comments on that particular video, really, I look at it and I use it more like a survey, because
To check the temperature.
yeah, to really check the temperature, because a lot of people feel that way, but they're not going to say it. So, like, even with Reform UK, there's like a notion that it's just older people, but it's not. Bagger people are supporting that who are not older.
Young people, all kinds of people.
But the 27th, a big thing's going down on the 27th. I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in I believe all of that party and something to do with that party, because even in that same video, a lot of the comments were like, "Yo, on the 27th it stops," and like that. Okay. So I was like, "Wow, it coming like it's a big thing," but definitely that situation has a lot of support from the British public.
What you saying? You want to give it a flip side, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Labour's 5 missions to rebuild Britain. Number 1, kickstart economic growth to secure the highest sustained growth in the G7 with good jobs and productivity growth in every part of the country, making everyone, not just a few, better off. Number 2, make Britain a clean energy superpower to cut bills, create jobs, and deliver security with cheaper zero carbon electricity by 2030, accelerating to net zero. Number 3, take back our streets by halving serious violent crime and raising confidence in the police and criminal justice system to its highest levels. Number 4, break down barriers to opportunity by reforming our childcare and education systems to make sure there is no glass ceiling or class ceiling on the ambitions of young people in Britain. Number 5, build an NHS fit for the future that there is when people need it, with fewer lives lost to the biggest killers, in a fairer Britain where everyone's lives, where everyone lives for longer.
Okay.
So yeah, same thing. Number 3, like, see, it's funny to just take back our streets, that thing with Ernington. Yeah, man. Need to roll that in still.
I think the main thing, what is to take back our streets, meaning, what does that mean?
I'm to read it.
Yeah, no, just focus on that take back our streets bit.
Yeah, I'll read that one again. So take back our streets by halving serious violent crime and raising confidence in the police and the criminal justice system to its highest levels.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I agree with that one, because people have lost confidence in the police. The amount of times so and so happened, did you phone the police? Nah, what for? It's a waste of time.
Yeah, it's been like that for a while. But that's the thing about politics. It always sounds good at campaign time.
People that are supposed to protect them, yeah.
It always sounds good at campaign time. It's just about what happens after the fact, innit? My main thing, again, like I said, because a lot of people, they say that they don't deal with politics, which I understand. My main thing is that what they've done with energy has been criminal. That definitely needs to be looked at and
hopefully things can be delivered upon, of course.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. So, okay, let's get into the final topic. We're taking it stateside. Rapper Remy Ma's 23-year-old son has been charged over the 2021 fatal shooting of a man in Queens, the NYPD said Wednesday. Jason Scott and another man, Richard, who's 22, were nabbed on first-degree murder charges Tuesday night, 3 years after 43-year-old Darius Gillindo was gunned down in a brazen broad daylight attack. The victim was blasted in the head and chest when the shooting broke out at the intersection of 148th Street and Rockaway Boulevard in Springfield Gardens back in June, which was on the 7th of June, 2021. That's all we need to hear, man. Let me just take this one away, man. Let me take this one away. So, you know what it is? What's mad about this? Because for me, I don't have too much to say because, you know, it's New York and you know how it is with them places. But for me, the whole purpose of being successful and making money and being able to have a legacy, the whole purpose of that is so that things like this don't happen. You see what I'm saying? Now, Remy Ma, she's just a rapper who's a rapper and you're raising a son. But for me, it's like, I couldn't truly say I'm successful unless my people are not involved in things like this. But then at the same time, you can't control nobody. And a lot of those youth in New York go through like all youth do globally, but especially in New York, they go through this patch of wanting to be like a gangster. A lot of them, if they're lucky, they can get through that patch unscathed, without no criminal record, and realize the error of their ways before it's too late. But then you've got another side of it who usually end up with cases like this or similar to this before getting to the other side of it, man. So what can you say? Sad. Now, it's only being reported that it's alleged so far, but just the fact that his name's caught up in this. It's sad, man. Stephen, what are you saying?
It's crazy, man. Like, I'm not even trying to be insensitive, man, but like, is there something like in the gene pool of that family? Because I know Remy went away for shooting someone. Now your son's caught up in shooting someone. Like, you're supposed to be chilling, man, making money off episodes of Love and Hip Hop. Like, not out here trying to be a hitman or get caught up in beef or whatever the situation may be. Now, I was shocked when I heard it, man. And all they're going to do, and all they have been doing, because I believe, was it Shade Room or Academics, one of them? I first saw it on Instagram, Mark. And it was like a repost of the news, and they were like, oh, Remy Ma, and all they were showing, you know, like with the person voicing over it, was a muted video of Remy Ma. And I was like, I understand it's her son, but it's not her.
Facts.
You know, like where you have to like just make sure that your people know how to move, because it all comes back to you, man.
100%, because that's the only name people are gonna know. They don't know who the you is. But hey, Stephen, quickly, you know, before we wrap this up, did you watch that Kendrick thing? He done like a pop-up show. He done like a pop-up show or something, but
oh, I didn't watch it, Mark, but I heard about it, and he must have done Not Like Us 5 times in a row.
They said it was a victory lap. But like he had all like the rappers from the West Coast on stage with him. But in the American side of things, it's like a big thing. They're saying like he's took back rap and he's shown that.
We'll see, because everyone's clowning. Not sorry to cut you. Everyone's clowning Drake. Because have you heard the tune that he jumped on?
That Drake jumped on.
Hello, Delilah.
Oh yes, yeah, heard it.
Everyone's clowning that, man. I don't know what the heck that is. But they're trying to say it's big in Canada. I'm like, but shout out to Canada, but it's like, okay, there's other places, but all right.
Yeah, man, they said victory lap. So I said, no
Sounds
way.
like it, definitely.
Yeah, man, because I seen Dr. J, he done the drop for him. It's a good look for my man's on top of the world right now with his thing. Because even all them Drake stands are saying he won. Whatever that clash was, I know we spoke about it before, but they're like, he won.
Okay, then you see how Academics and crew trying to tarnish him because they're trying to be like, man, pay for streams and all that. I'm like, doesn't everyone pay for streams nowadays? And how do you know if even that's true? And I'm saying, even if some streams were purchased, and this is talking from someone who ain't got a horse in the frigging race, let alone a pony, but the way that's gone off, you can't talk about paying for streams. Paying for streams didn't get that played in the club, and man's a skanking. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Exactly. 100%.
I know
man.
you love Drizzy, man, but he took the L, and it is what it is.
Yeah, man. It's what it is, man.
I don't think he's crying himself to sleep at night in his silk sheets.
Yeah, 100%. It's all competitive, man. It's all competitive. But that's it, man. People, this is Unfiltered, the Express Truth Show, making Thursdays great again. That's it, people. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Head over to Express Truth Clips, subscribe, shout out the Patreon crew. We're out of here, man.
Gang.
Hi, guys. We get a lot of questions about how I get my hair, my wave, so silky smooth. So I'm gonna let you in on the secret now. We have these 100% satin do-rags. These are good for all hair types and textures. Whether you have waves, whether you've got plaits, whether you've got dreads, whether you just want to keep your hair flat. Gents as well. This is for the man them, you know. Don't tell anyone I told ya. If you want to extend that haircut, then throw on your do-rag, man. Tie it at night, you roll around, it flattens the hair. Ladies, you get your nice little do on, you want to look good, you got a big date coming up. Tie it down, boo. You don't need to worry about it messing up when you wake up. You jump up. Come, so you ready for road, man? 100% satin do-rags. Click the link in the bio.